Welcome into the DNVR Orange and Blue Weekly Breakdown presented by Canyon Bakehouse. Canyon Bakehouse makes delicious, certified gluten-free breads, bagels, English muffins, and other baked goods right here in Colorado. Their gluten, dairy, nut, and soy-free products make it easy for families to enjoy the taste and texture of fresh bread so everyone can love bread again. Find them at any major grocery store in the freezer or fresh bread aisle and visit CanyonGlutenFree.com to grab a coupon. I'm Allie Mondroy, and with me today, as always, is Ryan Koenigsberg.
Hi.
Rudo normally gives me like a hand signal.
Not a finger guns type of guy.
Yeah, he does a lot of weird
He'll
things.
hit you with like the Drew Lock backpack if you want.
Oh, is that what that is?
Secure the bag. He's securing the bag.
I know the Buzz Lightyear one. This one looks weird.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like shoot a laser at you.
All right, well, Drew Lock is doing well for the Broncos under center. This team looks like a completely different team. They beat the Houston Texans 38-24 on Sunday, and he had a great day.
Yeah, 38-24 doesn't even do justice to what the Broncos did. They absolutely walked in to the stadium of a first-place team and dismantled them. And it's not as if like the Broncos were dominant and Drew Lock was just kind of along for the ride. Drew Lock was the driving force. He
Definitely.
was, we used to always talk about this with a guy like Trevor Siemian. We used to say he can be the pilot, he just can't be the plane. Drew Lock was the plane in that game. He was the one creating the plays. His arm was opening stuff up. You can look back at that throw to Noah Fant on the first play of the game, and you can say, oh, that was a risky throw. The truth is, Drew Lock has the arm to make that throw, and his arm opened up that play. So that was the most impressive part of it to me, is like, he walked in there and he went and beat the Texans, and he brought everyone else along for the ride with him.
He really did. He threw to 10 different Broncos, really using the entire offense, and we haven't seen that this year.
Yeah, guys like Jeff Hireman and Deshaun Hamilton are going over. They got to be like giving Drew Lock hugs because they were non-existent figures until he showed up. Now he's diming up Andrew Beck and guys that most people that aren't, diehard listeners of the DNVR Broncos podcast have never even heard of these people. It was so impressive the way he spread the ball around, the type of throws he made. And we talk about punches and counter punches in the NFL. And yes, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs, is going to have something for Drew that he probably hasn't seen before. And they're going to send a lot of pressure at him. That's what they do. But in the end, there's no scheme, there's no zone coverage, there's no blitz package that can stop that throw to Tim Patrick on the sideline that's perfectly dropped between the safety and the corner. There's no defense for the throw he made to Noah Fant where he just reared back and ripped it and said, if anyone catches it, it's going to be Noah. And if you see on the tape, even Noah had trouble catching it because it came in so hot. He got kind of lucky.
And you've talked about his awkward footwork, and yet he can still make those throws. That's all his arm. Yeah,
it's funny because the narrative is changing. It used to be you don't want to see a quarterback in college throwing off those awkward platforms. It was a knock on players. Well, then guys like Patrick Mahomes and honestly Aaron Rodgers before him come along where they're throwing sidearm in between two defenders or whatever, and there's a very thin line. If you have the arm to do it, then do it. If you don't have the arm to do it, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Drew has the arm to do it. So that was one of the big knocks on him was his footwork. He's showing that he can make NFL throws. He doesn't need his feet to be set. And yes, he needs to make that not a habit. You don't want to rely on your arm 100% of the time. But as a rookie, when you come in and you can just go off script and do crazy stuff, it really helps.
Kareem Jackson had a day on the defense. He got one of the game balls afterwards, and he was returning back to Houston, and it was really impressive what he did.
Yeah, he has been a revelation. John Elway kind of got unlucky with two of them, the three big free agent acquisitions with Bryce Callahan and Juwan James. I don't know if unlucky is the right word, but their problems have popped up on them. Not a lot of people are talking about how great of a pickup Kareem Jackson has been. He is a missile. I don't know how he's like the size of Philip Lindsay, but he plays like Steve Atwater. He definitely invokes fear in the opposing offense. He's a playmaker. I thought he looked like a running back taking off when he got that ball from Jeremiah Tachu. So he's been awesome. It was really cool to see a first-year player on a team get the whole team to rally around their cause. Remember, Bradley Roby on the other side of the field was also having a quote-unquote revenge game against the Broncos for letting it go. Kareem Jackson went and had a revenge game.
Oh, yeah.
Bradley Roby got a game check. He collected his game check. That's all that really happened.
And he got the team to rally behind him. Do you think the team will rally behind Drew for this homecoming, in a sense, against the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, Drew, born and bred Missourian, and
played at Mizzou.
Played at Missouri. You know, a lot of those people in that stadium will have been Drew Lock fans for probably a long time. But I do think, like, here's the thing. If it was Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore, I think, like, the team would say, like, yeah, we got to win one for Joe. They really love Drew Lock, and they are behind him. And so I think while he's pretty new to the lineup, I think they will try to use this as a source of motivation, especially because it worked so well for them against the Texans. The key here is just not to have Drew get too overhyped. You know, he's going to really want to go. He's probably going to have 100 friends and family at least in that stadium. You don't want him to get outside of himself. He's already making some plays that are off the script and kind of, you know, playing a little bit of Superman sometimes. You don't want him to feel like he needs to go, you know, show out for the team because they're so fired up about this being his homecoming. So it's a delicate balance there, but I do think they are going to rally around that for him.
So Drew Lock won his first game on the road. Now is going into Arrowhead, a very tough stadium to play. He's really been put through the ringer these last 3 games. Do you see them coming out with a win?
Well, I called a win in his first start against the Chargers. I called the win.
You didn't call it on this video.
I did not, but I told you to go listen to the podcast where I did call them beating the Texans as double-digit underdogs. Why would I stop there?
Okay.
Broncos go into Arrowhead. The Drew Lock train goes out of control after they pull off this win. But I think Vic Fangio is going to take it personally. The fact that Matt Moore came in with Andy Reid into Mile High and put 30 on him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take that personally and have a really good game plan dialed up. And I think Drew Lock keeps the magic rolling. So Broncos 31.
Okay.
Wait, no. I'm dialing it back. Broncos 27.
Okay.
Chiefs 24.
So you think the Broncos are going to break that 25-point curse 2 straight weeks?
Oh, the 25-point curse, that's the thing of the past.
Done?
This is the Drew Lock era, Allie.
Okay. Well, be sure to catch all of our post-game content on thednvr.com. I also got to show you these awesome stickers that we just released on dnvrlocker.com. Which one's your favorite?
Ooh, I really like the helmet. I really like the DNVR Broncos helmet.
You always got to go with Phil, the classic. He helped us design this Mile High Salute one, so I think that one may be my favorite.
They're all pretty great.
Be sure to check those out at dnvrlocker.com. For Ryan Koenigsberg, I'm Allie Monroy, DNVR.